welcome into the one, the only, the very first Celestial Circuit. We are getting ready for this is going to be room number 2. But first and foremost, I'm Rada My Pidgey, and I'm here with Bubbles, who's going to be
Hello.
joining me on this wonderful, wonderful 8 races. Bubbles, how are you doing today?
I'm I'm doing bet I was gonna say I'm doing well, but I'm doing better than well. It's time to get
Hey,
excited because today we
yeah.
have for you starting Celestial Circuit, an all new tournament, pay to enter. We have a prize pool today, do we not?
Yeah, we do right now. I believe we're up to $450, but don't quote me on that one. We were trying to discuss the details beforehand, but yeah, we do have a starting price pool of 450, which is going to just keep on increasing week after week once we get more and more people involved and more people signed up. So, guess what? We already got that going, and whoever has the most points between these 3 rounds we'll also get a $25 eShop gift card, which is actually really, really cool. I like that there's a reward for doing well and, an incentive to do even better in qualifiers.
Every race matters. And if you're thinking to yourself, I'm missing out by not getting in on this tournament, it's not too late. There's still more qualifiers coming up soon that you can sign up for. This is only one of three.
Exactly, exactly. So we got 3 more weeks of qualifiers to see who's going to be moving on, who's going to make it, and then it's going to be. I really do enjoy this format, though. It allows people who may have been busy this week with tournaments or something else going on that they'll be able to, come back or be able to potentially join us for another week or do something else. That is one of the coolest things about this type of format of tournament, in my opinion. That you know what, if you didn't get in this week, remember there's 2 more weeks to try and get into this, raise the prize pool even higher, and enjoy yourself. Because I always love tournaments like this, the free for all style, just so much fun, and there's so much talent in this room. If you want to bring us down the line of who's in this second room that we're going to be watching today.
You mentioned the format free for all, and this is really fun because usually we see the team format,
Yeah.
but it's every man for himself. And in this room, we have Kevo, Frittix, Cookie, Wood, Mr. Active Skill, Blaze754, Guy Fry, Midnight, Shadow, Mr. T, and Nintenga. So, Pidgey, who, in your
Ooh.
opinion, will be the racers to watch in this room?
Oh, yeah, we got to shout out Kevo. Kevo
Yep.
was the one who made it all the way to the Nintendo World Championship where they flew him out to Japan. He actually got second place overall. He really competed to the final race and did absolutely amazing. We got to shout him out. Such a talented racer. He played so insanely well. Still don't understand why they only had 6 people in the room for a free for all and then bots. That one still trying to wrap my head around that one. But Kevo, absolutely amazing talent. Blaze, see them around all the time. Shadow, gotta shout them out. They're absolutely amazing as well. Batter Cookie, yeah, shout out to Kevin as well. But yeah, no, I just think that there's so many amazing talent. Also, Batter Cookie, we don't get to see them playing a lot since they've moved. They're not in Saturday Night Speedway anymore. But there are, Guy Fry. There's so many great names in this round. Keep on want to say qualifier, but in this round, we in this room, there's just so many amazing talents. I mean, it's gonna be really, really fun to watch and see, and who really wants that $25 eShop gift card because there are a lot of good games on that e-store. That's all I'm saying. You know what? And if you haven't even, well, they probably already everyone has, but I'm like, you could pick it up for someone else. Get them involved in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Get them the DLC. I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of great talent. I'm really excited to see who's going to be able to move on from here because it's going to be top 6, I do believe, from
Top
each
eight,
one.
actually.
Top
Top
8,
eight
actually.
So
from the
Yeah.
first round. Yep.
I can add some light too, even to some of the players a little bit. So Kevo actually is just gotten back from Tokyo and just had a 15-hour flight. So I'm curious if like the jet lag is
Oh,
gonna affect him. And then Frittix from France, I believe. You got Batter Cookie. I don't know Wood or Mr. Active Skill or Blaze754 very well, but like Guy Fry is from the Atlanta scene, Georgia scene.
yeah.
Midnight's a pretty prolific like high school player in the high school circuit, and then Meester Twister is also a player to watch from Texas, and then Tenga is here on our POV. So I don't know. This will be an interesting room to see who makes it out because again it's top 8. So
Yeah,
should
top
be a
eight's very,
big
very
battle.
forgiving. Yeah, I think top eight's like super forgiving, being able to move on from there. But then you also got to think it's going to be a heartbreaker for whoever gets that bottom four. That's going to be a very, very, very unfortunate watch. But honestly, you know what? At the end of the day, it is still a very tough room. Like Knight said, there's a lot of talent, a lot of people who are trying to get that $25 eShop gift card and just try and get, you know what, their foot going. And knowing that Kevo is running on probably 3 hours of sleep, I do not know if he's going to be up for some free for all mayhem, but I'm really, really curious to see what's going to happen here.
Lots of big names in this room, and with so much at stake, especially since this being a pay-to-play tournament,
Yes.
uh, how much do nerves take? Like, are nerves a factor here? Like, do
Oh, yeah.
you know what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going up against? Like, lots of big names in this room, lots of people to watch out for. But at the same time, top 8 move on, and we're starting this room with 9
Oh
people.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we're full.
I'm not sure if you
Whoa.
guys have my chat pulled up. Sorry to interject. I'm going to be coming
No, we
on
don't.
and off, but Wood is saying that Kevo did not wake up, and you can see here there is no
Oh,
Kevo
no.
on the board, so
Uh-oh.
this is going to change things up
No.
completely.
Kevo. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to get him in maybe next week or the week after. I don't know, but that's going to be really, really interesting as we start our first race on the one, the only, in my opinion, probably the worst Rainbow Road in the game. But you probably enjoy this one a lot. You know, coming from the Wii era, do you enjoy this track?
I come from the Wii. I was never good at this track,
Oh,
and
thank God. Oh my
it's an
God.
interesting opinion putting it as last because I have really come around to this track. Not in Wii, but in 8 Deluxe, it is one of my favorite running tracks ever. If you
Oh,
get into the
yeah, it
front,
is.
it's basically a free first.
It is. That's what I don't like about it, is that once you start to get away, there's just no way to catch back up, right? That is one of the biggest problems with this track, where it's like you make one mistake, you're stuck in the back. You are not catching back up. You are just chilling, and you're trying your best to try and catch up here, as we do have. Like you're seeing in sixth place, it's still a little bit of a struggle because there's no shortcuts really. You have the no item shortcut in the middle, but now you're really relying on items to carry you to the front of the pack.
Yeah, which means mid pack play is the most important. Triple Reds is a really good pull here.
Yeah.
Getting hit here in fourth is going to be really dangerous. This is it may be lap 2, but this is a pivotal point in the
Oh yeah.
race.
Oh yeah, because if you mess up on lap 2, trying to catch up on lap 3, it is such a climb. You are literally going up onto Mount Everest. Don't even think that this is actually Rainbow Road. It's going to be turning into a mountain, as we're going to be seeing them use one of the red shells for defense. Got the triple greens though, and oh, whoa, whoa.
Blue
And then the
shell.
blues
Ooh.
come in, and then you see that other competitor just lagging across the screen, which they're going to get trailed by the green shell. That blue's going to land, and now they're going to have an opportunity to catch up here, as there's someone right behind them in a star, though. They got to be careful. No, they
Uh-oh.
got hit on the no item shortcut, but they actually landed. Thank God that's like the shortest cut in the world. But my goodness, still chilling in fourth place, almost going into the fourth lap. Red Shell on the way. They back the boomerang, and currently they're looking kind of good, but dropped down to fifth. Oh no! They got hit by Firefly. Back to the, oh my God, boomerang, and shot comes down.
That's wild.
With 3 bots in play, predicting shock is going to be next to impossible. So a running track like this is, I would say, better if you believe in yourself, if you have a higher skill level. Oh no.
I don't even think bots were supposed to be turned on here, but whatever. I mean,
Really?
it's one person's going home, so I don't think
Yeah.
so, but I could be wrong.
I personally actually do, like, if you have 9,
No, Nintendo!
oh
Oh,
no.
no.
They fell off the track, back to the bomb. It doesn't land on anyone. They're all the way down in 8th. They're down in the slums with the bots. They've got an air horn in hand, though. Sees the green shell, gonna be able to get rid of that. Uses the
Good
horn, sees the red
defense.
behind him. And now,
Last
going through
chance.
the shortcut, they're going to be able to, ooh, kind of awkward there. Going to lose a little bit of speed. Has the shrooms to make it up, though. Going to be able to avoid the piranha plant. Goes to the right, misses the item box. So many mistakes, so little time. Batter Cookie right in front of him. He's going to not be able to catch up. Greens are colliding.
Wow.
They're going up in 6. Holy cannoli. What a race. What happened there? That's
It's that
insane.
mid-pack play and just barely surviving across the finish line. You know, for that, I would take 6th.
Guy
Yeah.
Fry taking the win there, and Guy Fry was the runner-up player at DreamHack Atlanta. Has a lot, I think. He'll be back at MomoCon. Definitely has a lot of a lot left on the line. I think that he can showcase because I think he finished 29th at MomoCon last year. So
Wow.
really eager to see how he's going to do being one of the top Georgia players.
Yeah, honestly, you got to give credit where credit is due, especially with something like that, where it's like, uh, last year's MomoCon was absolutely insane. The competitive, the like, I do believe that this year is going to be even crazier. The competitive, like lineup for last year's MomoCon was just ridiculous. It was so stacked, and there were so many underdogs that made it through, and so many people who made it farther. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
we got our first
I'm trying to
rage
play
quit.
with the
Just kidding.
audio too because I think Nintendo's talking a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on that.
But we got our first rage quit of the day, serving it up Gary's way. Just kidding. But we'll see if we can get that lobby back up very soon. Gotta love the disconnects. Thank you, Nintendo
They might
Online.
have disconnected because the bots were on. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why.
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit of a rules check. As we all, it's a new tournament. Everybody's got to get familiar, acclimated. Now, we should read the rules, to be fair, but
that is
we
fair.
give
Yeah,
people the benefit of the doubt. And at the end of the day, we're just here to play a little Mario Kart, are we not?
yeah. And I honestly, I might be stupid, but I do prefer having bots on. I actually, even though the shocks are going to be sporadic, I think it actually does balance out the RNG and
Yeah,
it's a
I
little bit
wanted to
better.
talk about that during that race. Like, bots are not supposed to be on for this tournament, but it does add another layer to the race, does it not? Because there's a lot of randomness and item play in Mario Kart. And if you add that unpredictability factor of the bots, who are not only always usually in the back, except for that one bot who's insanely cracked, you don't know when the shock's going to be used. So it's so different from a standard 12 human player room where you can, at a higher level, reliably predict when a lightning bolt's going to be used or when to use your items.
I agree. I agree. It is a lot harder to predict when shock's going to happen, but I also do enjoy that you get a little bit more benefit of the doubt with the RNG, especially if you're stuck in the back of the pack. You'll be able to grab some more powerful items than rather. I mean, 9 people isn't the most unideal thing that you could deal with, but at the same time, I don't know. I always like having those 3 bots just to, in case I'm having a bad luck time, I'll be able to grab some better items a lot faster. But we are going to the one, the only Madrid Drive. We're gonna be playing some soccer today, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. This track, I really didn't like it when it first came out, but now it's just such a fun track. I
I,
don't know.
I
It's so
like this
enjoyable.
track. It's a lot of fun. And what makes a fun track is driving tech.
Yes,
This has a lot of tight turns that are very satisfying to go around. Even at the start, after the first set, this first UMT turn, very satisfying to go around. There's this Nisk in section one that if you can take it, you absolutely should, and gives you a pretty sizable advantage going into the section two, the mid part of this race. This is a very good track.
it is. It is. I like a good shortcut. I like strategies that are high risk, high reward. You definitely got to practice that shortcut, especially where you were talking about. Because if you don't, it's gonna be a little bit all more awkward to take. But at the same time, I love those high risk, high reward shortcuts that allow you to just catch up a little bit easier. That doesn't give you like 15 spots at one time, piranha plant slide looking sort of shortcuts. But right now,
Yep.
we are seeing them in 5th place. Mushroom in hand. Can't really do much, especially trying to get around triple bananas. Gonna be able to pop one of those mushrooms. And we're seeing a little baby character loadout, which is actually quite interesting. Not a popular choice, world record choice time trials, but not really for a lot of trying to just catch up easier. Slow character. You got to do a lot more mini turbos, a lot more effort, in my opinion, when picking these baby characters. So let's see if we're going to be able to see them try and get a first place finish. As Firefly was going to land, that's going to drop them back down to 5th. They are just stuck here in this mid pack.
But it's not so bad. I'm speaking of the pack, I'm looking at the pack. It's not too spread apart. And we were talking about the mid pack play before. It's not looking too good for Nintendo with this race or the last race. And I think what needs to happen is the coin count needs to go up. And oh no,
Yeah, that is
there's I,
unfortunate.
there's so much you can do that I hate making excuses. There's not much you can do there. And Blue Shell is not going to do him any favors. In a free for all format like this, you don't really care about the Blue Shell. Not like a team based format. You don't really care. You want a speed booster item, and that is not it. Let's see what they get last set.
Yep, there we go. We got some mushrooms, and yet guess what? On this last set, you got a lot of boost panels, which these mushrooms that's just gonna negate the mushrooms right off the bat. But fortunately enough, they're gonna be able to hopefully grab a little more.
Oh man.
No.
Oh no,
I
no!
felt that. I
Oh, the
felt that.
triple green back, and guess what? I told you those boost panels were gonna negate any sort of speed that this guy was gonna get, and unfortunately, Ntenga
Oh
is going to have a last
yeah.
place finish on that one. But you know what? With six more, wait, did that first race count because we had bots? Are we counting that or?
We'll get a ruling on
I
that in
I
a
would
bit.
Yeah.
imagine it would, and maybe Mr. Active, that player that got beaten out by some of the bots, might just get that first bot points. That's what I would do, but I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll have to get a ruling on that one. But the CEO of the tournament currently working to be a CEO. So we're hopefully we'll get a ruling on that if we want to keep that. But
Shout out to
we'll
Mega, by
see.
the way.
True,
Big thanks
true.
for Mega to organizing Celestial Circuit. Looking forward to how this tournament plays out and very excited to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. A really well formatted tournament. Great people behind it. Great staff. Great, amazing. I believe the rooms are pretty amazingly balanced. They were talking about it before we started. I think it's really cool, and we're already seeing it right off the bat with how competitive that this room can be. And you got to expect something like that, especially with competitive players like this. You got to be ready for something like, hey, triple greens getting back to the line. That's the first thing that you should be looking for at the end of the day.
Now, as we move into Koopa Cape here and we remove the bots from the equation, Pidgey, I'm not really acquainted with rooms that have less than 12 people. How do the items change up in a
Yeah,
nine-player room versus 12?
oh yeah, no. It's when you have less than 12 people, it is such a more of a uphill battle, especially if you're back in the back of the pack, like you saw before. I believe you could still get bullet bills pretty easily with that ninth place, but I usually play in 12-person room lobbies, so being able to see how that's going to affect this lobby, like you're already saying, triple shroom stars in the back of the pack. It is tough to try and get these more powerful items to help you catch up a little bit faster. And going into that middle pack, it's so much harder to just get into the mid pack with 9 players, in my opinion. You get shrooms, you get some red shells. There we go, up into 7th place. But yeah, I think it makes a big difference. But I could be wrong. But I personally do not enjoy the less than 12 people player lobbies, even if it's bots in there.
And you mentioned the prevalence of mid-pack items like triple shells, fire, boomerang. Those are really dangerous items. And so mid-pack play, would you say, is the most important part of
Oh,
this room
yeah.
right here?
Oh yeah, because guess what? Like you're seeing right now, if you make one mistake, especially in this mid pack, you get too close to someone, you get lag trailed, you're gonna get pushed right in the back, and then it's an uphill slog, especially on something like Koopa Cape. Very, very front runner heavy tracks that we're seeing already. It's such a hard battle, and you're seeing shrooms on shrooms on shrooms. That's not what you need right now in fifth, and I think it also disrupts sort of the mid pack kind of items that you get, as we're seeing a beautiful shortcut there. Beautiful move, but gets air horn
Oh,
down to 6. Gonna be able to pop one more shroom. Works their way back up to 4th using the off road, but red shell on the way. That's not going to land. They're gonna go to the side. They're gonna bump the side. I wonder if that was just trying to get away from the stars or just a driving issue. Now they're dropping all the way down to 9th. Other stars coming out.
last
You see it? No
chance.
bullet bills, only shrooms. Golden mushroom trying to work their way up to 7th. Bomb comes out. That's gonna allow them to keep the 6th place spot. Going up to 5th. Gonna get an awkward line going up, and they get 5th place on that race. Oh my goodness. At least they didn't
Wow.
get last. You know what? They worked their way up. They had the golden mushroom. They were able to scrape out something. And honestly, watching it so far in these few races, ooh, it's gonna be very, very close.
That was a pretty exciting race. The mid-pack play was interesting there. I would be excited to see what the front is like. What do you think the front is like in a nine-player room
Oh,
like this? Is it just people just relaxing, singing a song as they drive to the finish line? Or because in a free-for-all format, I would think the objective for every single racer is to defend your own life. There are no teams. You don't have to communicate items or backing or blue shells or shocks or anything. I would think the objective is to just play your life, as
yeah,
they say. So is
absolutely.
when you get a set of triple red shells or fire, obviously it depends on the track situation, whatever. But do you think more I have to use this for defense or I have to use this for offense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It really depends on what kind of situation you're in, and you really got to just be able to check that back camera as much as you can. You know what? The back camera usage is very underrated just to know what's going to be coming up right behind you because that's going to determine whether or not you want to use a red shell, you want to use a green shell. Because if you're not able to determine, hey, I'm safe to use this item, you're going to get hit to the back of the pack no matter what. There's not much you're going to be able to do. You're going to just say, hey, I'm just gonna get hit and I'm just gonna keep on climbing because I can't manage my items that well, you know?
Yeah.
But currently going on to the one, the only Wario Stadium. This one's also another heavy front runner track, and if I'm seeing Natenga here, I would do not want to see these tracks right now. I want to see tracks with shortcuts. They're gonna allow you to catch back up a little bit easier. But man, it's gonna be an uphill battle once again. One of these tracks where you gotta just say, hey, I need to run, and I gotta do it well.
Oh no, triple greens ahead. But a star in pocket. This could be not bad. Coin count pretty low. Lap 2 out of 3. Not the best spot to be in. And first place very far ahead. This could mean better items down
That
here
is
in the bottom
true.
of the pack. Still plenty of race to go though. That coin count has to get up,
Yeah,
especially with this top speed stat being so low.
I totally agree with you. And you keep on bringing that up. It's such a valid point that he should have just taken the second lap and coin ran at the end of the day, right? You
Yep.
should have just been able to try and just, especially now that you got the bullet bill in hand, being able to have 10 coins and the bullet bill and being able to pass a lot of people, you're going to want to have that speed, even as you're as slow as you are. You're already seeing that getting out of the bullet bill, dropping behind the triple green, triple reds. Red shell on the way. They're going to get hit, drop all the way down to 8th. You really wanted that 10 coins to try and give you that little bit of momentum, that little bit of speed boost, try and get around everyone. But it currently going to be able to jump over the blue shell. Fortunately, that would have been a game over race for them. Going to have another golden mushroom in hand and going to go through the single item boxes. Doesn't have a choice to get that double. Going to be in 7th place now, but has a lot of space, so it's going to be looking like a confirmed, maybe, yeah, it's 7th place finish.
That blue shell was thrown from so far back that it didn't even connect with
Are
first
we sure we
place.
still? Are we
Cookie
sure
had
we still
already
got bots on?
crossed.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's the brutality of RWS in my opinion. You see the gap, and that's where you really get to see. And I'm sorry to say, the skill difference between these racers, where you get to see who's going to be able to take a front running track and just absolutely run away with it. It is brutal sometimes, especially at Saturday Night Speedway, man. That is a common occurrence on RWS. That is not an unpopular thing, the uncommon thing to happen.
It is a track that just screams skill issue. I
Yes.
should know because I suck at the track and I always get a bottom spot on it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Because like I said, there's no shortcuts. There's no easy catch up. You got to be able to learn the strats, the what you can do to get the super bounces in to skyrocket yourselves. I also wanted to say I didn't realize when Knight said hello to Kevin, he was talking about the chat, but hello
Oh
to
yeah,
Kevin if
swag
he's still here.
Ceratops.
I was like, hello. I didn't know if
I,
that was a
I
player or
I was
something.
speaking
I was like,
directly into your ear too. Now I'm actually live on the stream, but yeah,
okay, okay. I was like,
that's
oh,
why I
I didn't
just
even know. Didn't even
interjected.
know until I checked the chat just right now.
Oh,
So that
you're
was pretty
good.
funny. So that was pretty silly. But yeah, hello, Kevin, the GOAT, the amazing one. I hope to see you soon, good sir. But we are on. How do you like this track, Rome, the one, the only? I love.
Uh,
I personally enjoy it a lot. I think it's pretty fun to run.
I like Rome. However, Athens Dash here is an interesting track. Got a lot
Athens
more
Dash,
shortcuts.
same but different. That's the
Same.
joke. I'm just
You
kidding.
know, I was thinking about that yesterday. It feels like the same track, the same name, but they're different. I do like
Yeah.
Rome a little bit better, but Athens, oh no. You're
Uh,
talking about shortcuts. Nintendo here needs shortcuts, and this is a track to do that. However, coin count still looking a little bit low. We need that double item box and some shrooms in order to compete for a top pack spot. That'll do it. Let's
there
see how
we
they do on the
go.
shortcut.
But guess what? Someone else also has some triple shrooms in front of him. It's just everything that he does is just getting negated by the person in front of him, and that's the really the brutal part about this lobby and how tough this lobby is. Is that you know what these other competitors in front of you, they're gonna know what to do too. They're gonna be able to take those shortcuts, especially if they have the items they need. They're gonna be able to just counteract everything you're trying to do, and you see him just stuck in 5th place still after so long.
Well, and that's perfectly fine because fifth place is not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
If the objective is just defend yourself. Triple reds in pocket, like you might not be able to move up, but as long as people aren't barreling in front of you here with stars, you can defend yourself if you don't throw them, and maybe even take a spot for yourself,
There
especially
we go.
with those triple shrooms in pocket. And-
Oh my
oh
god, a green
no.
shell actually was thrown, which one of the reds went into that green shell, and now they're going to have to just survive. Someone in a star in front of them, they're going to be able to move up to 4th place, take that shortcut, which is probably one of the most useless shortcuts in the game. I do not know
Fourth,
how they're
fifth.
going down to 4th, 5th, 4th,
Oh
5th, and they
no.
stay in 5th. Oh my goodness. But right now, you're right. The objective of the game right now is to survive. And you're seeing the point total. They are trying to survive. And if I do not know if we're still I honestly, should we just roll with it? Should we count that first race? Should we? I do because I feel like it's just a little bit easier to just not count the first race, go through the races, and just be able to just keep it consistent with the
Well,
9 racers.
we
Because
would
then you have
definitely need an
12.
official ruling there.
Yeah, we really do. Because if you have 12 races, also the point total is different. So some people may have
Yeah.
more points just because there's more bots in the lobby. So I don't
Yeah.
know. We need we need to do a kind of ruling on that. I'll ask him.
We'll keep you posted with that. But 5th place for Nintendo, even though it's not much points, it has to feel good, or at least a little bit better after those more disappointing performances in the first few races. It played well. The triple reds used for decent defense, a little bit of offense. Couldn't use them for the best of their usefulness, but 5th place, not bad. And we take
Yeah,
the small victories where we can get them. Boo Lake
yeah,
is going to be a tough test, though.
yeah. And a small victory is a small victory. That you already saw the point total. You're gonna need a big victory to feel even more comfortable in this lobby and trying to get yourself to the next round. Because I didn't realize how competitive this would be without the bots, especially with like saying, "Hey, that's not a good thing to be able to fall off the track here." But honestly, you're gonna have to really think about, hey, what can we do? What can I do personally to try and help myself survive in this room and get myself in a better spot? Because they're still stuck in that 9th place spot.
And unfortunately, conveniently avoiding all of these coins. There's one. Need to get the second one. No. Ah, I remember when I learned the importance of coin count. I
Oh yeah.
started time trialing, and I would be so confused when I thought I did the race well, but I only ended it with 2 coins. And I thought, where am I going wrong? I'm taking all the tightest lines. It took me a while as a new player to find out the importance of coins, and I don't think Nintendo realizes that coins are speed.
Yeah, and
Coins
it's
are
really
placements.
unfortunate that, especially, but the big thing is that in these DLC rounds, or in these DLC tracks per se, is that they're very, very hard to get, right? They are
Yeah.
not an easy thing to, come by in some of these DLC tracks, especially on Boo Lake. But you're completely right. There's people that still at Saturday Night Speedway that don't realize how important those coins are, and they make such a huge difference. There's even comparisons, and we see them finishing in 7th place, which is once again a
Yeah.
small victory, but they're going to need a lot more of those small victories to move forward. As they're dropping all the way down to 9th now. Now they're on the cutting room floor, going into these last few races. Ooh wee.
Oh
Ooh wee.
no.
Yeah, but like you said, the coin, there's comparisons on YouTube and everything that you can see how much of an impact that getting 10 coins really does do for your race. It's like it's actually like my comparison that I always like to use is like if you have 10 coins, you're going 45 miles per hour. If you have 5 coins, you're going 40 miles per hour. If you have 0 coins, you're going 35 miles per hour. You gotta
Yeah.
place it in terms of like, hey, this is how fast you're going to be able to go. And if you don't get those coins, you're not going that fast. Because first place, they're going to have 10 coins. They're going to have it. They're going as fast as
Yep.
they can. But if you don't have 10 coins, you're not catching up to the person who has 10 coins, you know? So I always like using that kind of comparison. Granted, it's not the most accurate, but it does impact the race a lot as we are on the 6th, maybe 7th race. But we'll figure that one out eventually. But I think we should just run it through. I think it makes the most sense to just not count that first race.
And the importance of coins really plays into, I know I've said this enough, but the mid pack play
Oh,
is full of
yes.
such dangerous items. And as we all know, when you get hit, you lose 3 coins. And when you get hit in like a place like 3rd, you got people coming up with more triple shells, more fire, more stars, more everything. That can easily chain into another 3 coins lost and just despair. for you and your race.
No, I think it's really, really great that you're bringing up how important coins are because I think, like I said, it is such an underrated thing to think about, especially with some of these competitors who are like newer to the scene, who are just getting into their first free for all tournament. That you gotta realize that hey, if you don't have those coins, you're not gonna catch back up. Like you said, in the mid pack, it's 10 times harder to catch up with 0 coins than with 7 coins. Even if you lose that 10 coins, you gotta just have something in your pocket to help you go even faster.
And in a 9-player room, it feels like everywhere is the mid pack.
Oh yeah, that
There,
is
there
true.
is no bottom, or very little bottom. That is, have we seen a lightning bolt yet? Aside from the first race with bots, which
I
may or
don't
may
think
not
so,
count.
actually. That's actually a valid point. Like I said, it disrupts the RNG. It hurts it a lot. And look
It,
at this. You know what? They have 7 coins and they're in 3rd place. I think that's not a coincidence. That's
with
all I'm
triple
saying.
shrooms in pocket, this has been played very well so far. But oh
Oh,
no,
you jinxed it. Oh,
no,
no.
commentator's curse. I'm not going to take credit
Yes.
for that. But okay, so we're 4 coins, still dangerous items around. This is a pivotal point
oh, oh, yeah. They
of
could have.
Nintenga's race
Guy Fry
room
could have
qualifier.
ended. Guy Fry could have ended Natenga's career right there with those triple greens. They were literally right behind him the entire time on
But
the
he's playing
perfect angle.
defensively. He's playing
Yes.
defensively, which is what you need to do. You're playing for your own life. For him, Guy Fry, throwing those shells back means throwing away your defense.
That is true. But then you also have the potential to say, hey, this person, it tilts out another person and secure your spot even farther ahead. Especially if you're able to use
Yeah.
that back camera and notice that they don't have items, then yeah, backing the greens was the play. But if you don't have those items, then yeah, you do not want to do that. As we're seeing, unfortunately, Natango dropping all the way down to 9th. And they're going to have to catch up, get some sort of anything going on here on the final boost ramp of the day, serving it up Gary's way.
Meanwhile,
be seeing
Friedrichs
him-
in first has not getting.
Oh man!
Well,
Oh man! Oh
that's
boy!
disappointing.
They did actually was able to scrape out something here. Man, this is gonna be a brutal going into the 7th race. 20 points to 23 points. They are on the cutting room floor, so this makes it that much more interesting and that much more crucial to try and make it out alive on this round.
It's a difference of 10 points, 20 to 30 between 9th and 4th in this room. And wow, this is actually closer than I thought.
Yeah, I did not think that that the cutting room floor was gonna be this competitive at the end of the day. Because my goodness,
Oh, baby park pick.
ooh-wee.
Oh,
Oh no,
I- you
someone's
know-
tilted out. Someone's trying to just say, "Hey, I ain't losing my spot. I'm going for it."
tilted out? No. Strategy? Yes.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, hideaway? I would say
That's
Nintendo
tough.
is at a disadvantage here.
Agreed. Ninja Hideaway, very front runner heavy. Not too many shortcuts that'll allow you to get a lot of spots here. But hopefully we'll see. Hold on, let me check staff. Let's see
But
what's
it's
popping
Mario
here.
Kart. Anything can happen, and that's the beauty of it. And that's why watching this is so entertaining.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna roll on that. They're just gonna replay the race, but I
And
think that's what
replay
Yeah,
the
that's what I
the
think too. They're
staff.
gonna replay
Yeah.
race 8.
Yeah, I think that's completely fair. I think it changes the point standings way too much, especially going into this one.
Yes.
But
Good choice.
It hurts Mr. Active because I think Mr. Active was the one that lost to the bots because of the shocks. But yeah, it was a very janky race because of the way players finished because of that second shock.
that is true. I totally agree with that. As we're gonna be seeing Natanga in 5th place. This is their sweet spot, man. They have not been able to get around 5th place, but also I think if they did have more than 3 coins, it would be a little bit easier as they're gonna get hit by the air horn in front of him. Throws the red shell forward. Should have checked that back camera. Always before you throw an item, check that back camera because guess what? If you threw that red shell forward and 7th place has a red shell, you're dropping down to 9th. You got to be able to check that red shell and be aware that every time you want to go on the offensive, check your defense, man. Check that there's no one behind you that can ruin your race and really hurt you at the end of the day. Because if you're not able to do that, you're going to get punished.
There's no worse feeling than throwing a red shell or something and getting immediately stabbed in the back.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Which
yeah.
is, again, why defense is so important in this room. At the start of lap 2, Nintendo had 3 coins, got hit, and now we're still have not touched a single piece of money this entire lap 2, have used a lot of mushrooms, and yet have not climbed a single spot.
Yeah, and if they actually did, unironically, I know we keep on talking about it. If they did have 10 coins, it'd be such an easy. Oh, and they took a really awkward line there. So much of an easier race for them to catch up if they did have 10 coins. Unironically, it just makes such a huge difference in terms of speed. But we're going to be seeing them use the bullet bill. It's going to really. Oh, bring them all the way up to third. Where did everyone else go? As we're seeing those top two racers too far away to catch up for. But if they get third place, this might even help them out so much and get. Oh, they might pop
Use
that
the star.
Oh my
There you go.
God!
Sucker.
Use the
Nice
L, but they're
try.
gonna drop the fourth
Oh.
batter. Cookie takes away that third place, and
Okay.
they are gonna grab how many
Good.
points? 6
Good.
Now-
points, which is not actually that much.
If
they're
you're
still on the cutting
Nintendo
room
here,
floor.
you gotta focus on Guy Fry, Meester, Midnight, and Shadow here for this last race, because this is really where everything can kind of just shake out
One more race.
because of one player is going to be eliminated after this one.
Yep, and it's looking like Nintendo might be the one to get eliminated in this room, and
It's close.
It's
oh,
close,
man,
though.
That's what I also don't like, especially in these rooms, man. You get fourth place. What did you actually get? 6 points, man. It is a heartbreaking situation where you play your heart out and then you get 6 points. In a room like that, you would have gotten 9. It would have changed up a lot more, in my opinion. But we are going to the gorge, and we're gonna see if Natenga can make the gap cut to save his life, unironically.
This is just the right amount of chaos that we need for this last race.
Yeah, I
The
agree.
scores as it stand, Nintendo in last place with 26. Then we have 2 tied at 7th, Shadow and Wood with 28, and just 1 point above Meester with 29 and Guy Fry at 30. That's close.
It really, really is. My God, we're going to be seeing them spamming out the red. Remember, you want to check that back camera first. But they're going to drop all the way down to 9th because it's just an awkward bounce. Everyone else knows how to take the line better. And if you don't know how to keep yourself in that mid pack, it's going to be a tough, tough time. And honestly, they are, I feel like they're just missing so many coins when they should be focusing on that a lot more. And they
Right.
see the difference. When they're at 7 coins, they're in the front of the pack. But let's see if they're going to be able to make the first gap cut. They don't.
Oh, they tried going for the fence.
Bonk into the fence.
Oh, God. They're going to drop down to 9th place. But the fence said, no, 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 not today.
Now, but that's okay because from my experience, even that fire, that's okay because this track is all about planning. From my
Yes.
experience, you build up your coin count, you get strong items, and then from the back half of lap 2, where we're at here, into lap 3, we make a push for the front. And so this is where
Absolutely.
the push starts. Grab a few coins, get some mushrooms, and let's see what we can do. Pull off a comeback. Lap 3. Here we go. Life on the line.
Absolutely, absolutely. Gonna have some shrooms, and they better be praying for some shrooms on that next cut because they do have the ability to potentially catch up to the front of the pack. But guess what? Oh no, gonna get the golden mushroom. Avoids the bomb though. Grabs a couple coins. Will that be enough though? Bullet bill right behind him. They got to get out of the
way. Oh.
Oh, they jump right over another bullet bill on the way.
But look,
And
Meester and Midnight, all of the players they're battling,
Oh!
all of the players they're
Fall off
battling
the
are right
track.
there.
And they're gonna make the gap cut, but I don't
Please,
think
please,
it
please.
matters.
It might be too little too
Oh, I
late.
just slammed my
Oh,
friggin'
no,
Steam
wait.
Deck. Not
No!
my Steam Deck.
By
Oh,
one.
no, by a
Dang it.
single point. They don't
No.
make it.
I fell off
Oh
the
my God. If they
mushroom.
just didn't fall off the track there, I think they would have been fine. I think they would have probably made it. But oh my God, I need to find the bottom of my Stream Deck. Hold on. I just slammed it when he fucking logged.
Oh my god. No, that was a crazy
Oh.
finish. And
Try.
you saw that
Oh.
Midnight and you saw that Meester Tweester were right there. And I think another thing that Nintendo could have done is maybe use that back camera there for the bill. Got very lucky that the bill went underneath them.
True.
But yeah, just a crazy sequence of events. But you know, there's always going to be next week there for Nintendo. Very, very well done. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to stick around, stay on, or do you want to? We're gonna have to find another
gonna take
POV.
over my my spot here. Let's see. if
Oh
we
yeah,
can-
we got to rotate around.
Yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do, everybody, is we're gonna be back pretty soon with round 2, aka the semifinals. And oh yeah, CC, I got you on the hydrate. I'm actually drinking. Hold on, I don't know what's up with Nintendo's stream here. I'm gonna break the fourth wall. But
Oh, no.
wait, is my camera even live? Uh-oh.
Man behind the camera. There
There
he
he is.
The
is.
man, the myth, the legend.
Howdy.
What up? What up? You get to see
What?
my face on stream.
What a heartbreaker,
Oh,
am I
here.
right? What a heartbreaker,
I
Bonnie.
saw that, dude. I was
Oh,
watching. I was like, no, that's painful, man. That's painful.
But that's
Yeah,
Mario Kart. The
it
game
is.
giveth, the game taketh away. And for this one,
Absolutely.
Nintendo didn't make it. But speaking of, there's still another chance to qualify. And for
Yeah,
anyone that has not gotten to register for today, you have another chance. You can still get in. Celestial Circuit. We're on Twitter, we're on Discord. Come in, sign up, come play with us.
absolutely. And remember, and it's a cool thing that you're able to sign up for multiple weeks. If you didn't do well this time, you'll be able to learn what you did wrong. Learn, take our advice, and really say, hey, I want to come back next week. You know what? Raise that prize pool up even higher. And
That's
try.
right.
Yeah, you know what? And try again next week because guess what? There's 2 more weeks to go. And if you're not gonna make that next week, you can have another try the week after. So it's gonna be a really, 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 really fun couple weeks coming up. But Vonnie, I guess you're taking over for me for the semis, and I'm gonna go get some grub though. But I'll be watching.
Absolutely. Me and Ant will be taking over for this second round over here. But I want to thank Bubbles. I want to thank Riding My Pidgey
Hey
for an
yo.
excellent commentary
Oh,
throughout
yeah,
that
thank you.
first set of races.
Of
All
course.
right, and I'll
Have
be
fun,
back
y'all.
for that grand finals. I'll be back a little bit later.
All right. All right.
All right. Well, what we're going to do as Ant and Vonnie get situated, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we'll be back as soon as possible with round 2 coverage, semifinals here of Celestial Circuit.